Oh, why, hello there. My name is Vincent Van Gogh. I'm a very famous Dutch painter whose art influenced many 20th century art. You came in just in time. I was painting out the story of my life. Do you care to see? Now, I must warn you though, I'm a bit rusty. Oh, and if you're wondering about this, well, I'll get to that later. I was born March 30th, 1853. I was the oldest of 6. Later, when I became old enough to work, my uncle sent me a job at an art shop. These were the happiest times of my life, but towards the end, I was later transferred to Paris and then fired. I then became a supply teacher in a small boarding school overlooking the harbor in Ramsgate. But that did not work out. I then became a minister's assistant, following my dream to preach the gospel everywhere. At Christmas, I returned home and got a job at a local bookshop. I was very unhappy with the new position, though, and I spent much of my time doodling. I then realized what I really wanted to do with my life, become a pastor. So my family sent me to school in Amsterdam, where I failed the exam. I then became a missionary, but again, I was very unhappy. I spent many nights crying myself to sleep. So then, after living with a short time with my parents, I moved to Cosme. There I realized what I really wanted to do, become an artist. I then moved to the Eden countryside with my parents. There I continued to draw, but then, on Christmas, I refused to go to church, which led to me and my father getting into a very, very violent fight.
For the last time, Dad, I don't want to go to church!
Which led to me leaving for the Hugh. For most of my time in the Hugh, I lived with an alcoholic prostitute named Cian. And later, after a year of living together, we separated. I moved to Jerneth. But I was very lonely in Jerneth, so I moved in with my parents in Newen. There, they set up a studio for me in the laundry room. During my time there, I did my first major work, the potato weeders. But I soon moved to Antwerp, though while living in Newen, I completed just under 200 works. Though I only lived in Antwerp for a short time. I then moved to Paris. While in Paris, I mainly painted pictures of friends, views of the scenery, and still life paintings. And then, after 2 years of living there, I left Paris, bringing along Theo, and leaving behind over 200 works of art. I then moved to Alaris. When I was there, I mainly painted pictures of the landscape. And while living there, I invited Guajin, and when he accepted my invitation, I painted sunflowers because I was just so excited. When he arrived, we did 2 works, the painting of sunflowers and Les Alisa Camp. But our relationship faded. I wanted to be treated as an equal, but he was way too arrogant. So, on the 23rd of December, I threatened him with a razor blade. But I fled. I then cut off my own ear. Ah, why'd I do that? My left ear, to be exact. I was then taken to a hospital. Guajin soon left Alaris, and I was having hallucinations and delusions that someone was trying to poison me.
Who poisoned that?
2 months after that, I was taken to a mental hospital. It was called Saint Renme, and in May 1890, I was released from the mental hospital, and I moved to Aberystwyth. But on July 27th of 1890, suffering from severe depression and painful anxiety, I shot myself in the chest, with a revolver to be exact. The doctors were able to save me for a short while, but my health soon declined, and I died. I was buried 3 days later. And that is the end of my story.